Nick Wilson with Dan Brownlie after the 1-0 win away at Southall. And Dan, that was a real battle at the end, but you come away with 3 points. That must be really satisfying.
Yeah, big 3 points. Look, when we came here, this is the last team that we're yet to face, you know, and we knew a little bit about Southall from anecdotally from other people that have played them, and they lived up to their expectation. They're organised, they're ruthlessly defensive, and they've got quality in higher areas. And we knew that it was going to take a bit of a kind of moment of magic to open them up, and we thought we supplied it. Albeit the goal actually comes from a goalkeeper error, effectively, but we created some really nice moments in game, and we were definitely more than deserving of the 3 points today. But my God, we were made to work hard for it. Yeah, it was a very deserving 3 points, but incredibly hard fought.
With what you knew about Southall and their record in the league so far, were you expecting that it would always be a game where one goal could be enough to win?
To be honest, it's kind of the standard of every game. We don't go in thinking, oh, okay, this will be a game where we score 2 and 3s. I think the quality of this league, they're usually defined by fine margins, and that is when you look at scores in and around the league, that's true. You know, you look at the form table, and at the moment, the bottom 3 teams are pretty much in the playoffs. So it's an odd league, as we've always said. But for the time being, what we're doing is taking each game as it comes, as boring as that sounds, but we're applying our own methodology, which is the nice thing about it. But today, yeah, they're an accomplished side. They went through the leagues. I think last year, I think they got promoted in a really effective manner. Like I say, they're incredibly organised, and for a team to be that organised, to come from step 5 is real testament to the quality of management. And there were moments in the last 5 minutes we didn't have our own way, you know. So yeah, and look, it signifies the last midweek game, and there's a lot to like about this. But particularly now we've gone a full circle of every team in this league. Like the fact that it now signifies 10 to go is really exciting.
How much difference does it make when you're playing 24 hours after your closest rival in the league?
There's no denying it. It makes it. It does change the dynamic, you know. Like there's no doubt about it. The boys would have been looking at the Walton score from Chipstead yesterday, particularly with the way Chipstead made us work on Saturday, and it's a fantastic 3 points on Walton's part. But we said in the change rooms that we're trying to concentrate ourselves, but again, keeping that distance and asking further questions of Walton and the teams in 3rd, 4th and 5th place is really good, and that can play on your mind. But again, I don't think we're thinking about that in game. You know, we're just taking the game as it comes to us and trying to find ways to win. And today we found that, and I think were it not for some obviously the obvious poor refereeing moment, which the referee has completely acknowledged, and that's great. I think we'd probably score another in that moment, and we've had some good opportunities missed, but equally, I mean, their keepers have one cleared off the line the last 5 minutes, a hell of a strike. So yeah, it's a game worthy of 3 points today from our own performance, but like I say, we didn't get it easy.
Recent weeks have seen a big gap being pulled out to teams in 3rd and below now. Do you look at this as being a 2-horse race for that top spot now?
I guess, yeah, I guess, but that's not to write off anyone in 3rd, 4th and 5th. I think the bit that separates ourselves and Walton is the consistency of performance and the consistency of results. That's probably the biggest difference. But look, there's 10 games to go, and anything can change. We've seen that. We went on and still are on a fantastic run, and there's no doubt that other teams are capable of putting those kind of results and performances together. So we're taking nothing for granted, and I'm sure Walton aren't, and I'm sure the teams in 3rd and 4th and 5th won't accept the fact that it's a 2-horse race, because I think there's far too much football and too many points available for that to be the case. But the early indications are that us and Walton are certainly going toe to toe, and it doesn't look like anyone's going to blink anytime soon. So yeah, it's exciting. You know, it's a brilliant league. It has been all year, but the fact that we're in this position is brilliant, and I think we can kindly remind ourselves. Probably you go back 12 weeks ago, all the club supporters were saying playoff place would be great. The fact that we can now dream is even bigger. But look, we're 10 games to go. We'll keep chalking them off and see where it ends up.
And with those 10 games to go now, you're in a great position as it is. What's it going to take over those 10 games to now go on and finish the job?
Consistency, not getting carried away, not getting kind of trying to be level-headed about every approach. I think the big thing again, we spoke about it on Saturday, was our first half performance wasn't good enough on Saturday, and we got punished for it. And I think that was not a reminder that you necessarily want, but it was a reminder that was given to us that you can't turn up and be complacent. And I wouldn't necessarily claim complacency on Saturday. I just think we went about the game in the wrong way, and I don't think the positional discipline was quite there, and I don't think our quality on the ball was quite there. But it was a difficult game regardless. But I think that came at a good moment and a good reminder to us, and it was a bit of a kick up the arse. And today, again, I think a lot of people would have looked at this fixture going, they could drop points here, and we could have done. Southall are a good side, and we've got to go and play them again. But so have Walton, so have, I think Chertsey's still got to play them. So there's a lot more football to be played, that's for sure. But for the time being, we'll enjoy the wins as they come. And tonight is another big one.
Thank you, then. Cheers.
Cheers, Nick.